it is necessary to purge the establishment.
What she's suggesting that churches do, a focus on...
That's not necessarily a good thing to start with.
They're stating it wasn't around when we needed the greatest generation of the 30s or 40s.
It happened before the election because there are too many Republicans that are afraid that their wrongdoings are going to...
It's unacceptable, and I'm not going to sit here, stay silent, and not call it out. I'm calling out their lies.
Do they think that we are so stupid that we will not notice and find out?
Welcome to KSOK Uncensored. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. My guest was able to just now get in technology issues, but I wanted to go ahead and start out on my own. We have Amber Richardson joining us today. Amber ran for the Oregon gubernatorial run, and she'll be joining us today, and we'll be talking about what she has been working on, some great projects. She's incredibly action-oriented. And then we're going to talk a little bit about election integrity, especially in the state of Oregon, and some things that we've noticed, some funny business happening in the county that I reside in, Clackamas County, and much more. But I want to make sure that you guys realize we are live and you can ask questions. I don't know. Hello. Sorry, I thought that was a different language for a minute. Feel free to ask questions. We will get to them as much as we can. Hey, Drew. So we are legitimately live, like we try to be every week. And so we're excited to be able to be interactive like that. So I will get the go ahead when she's able to come in, which should be any minute now. Realize that you guys can. Okay, let's do it. I got the thumbs up. Let's go ahead and bring in Amber. Hey, lady, how you doing?
Good. How are you? I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm still at work.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You know what? It's a grind, right? Like doing this type of thing, freedom fighting. It is a grind. So I really appreciate you taking time this evening.
No, it's been awesome. And like you said, this election integrity stuff has been insane. I mean, since the elections, I have had calls every single day. I mean, even people in tears. That's been kind of really sad. Even on election night. So it's just been unraveling every single day. More calls, each and every county. Somebody has been calling with more and more news about what's been going on in our elections. And I know in Clackamas, you guys still don't even know your results because you guys have had a lot of really fun stuff been going on there. So right. I can't wait to dig into some of that.
Yeah, let's dig in, and I'll just share with you and the audience. So I live in Clackamas County, Oregon, which is the third largest county in the state. But at this point, the last I looked, which was yesterday, we had 30% of votes counted, and they were apparently in dire need for ballot counters. So I emailed this SOS email, and they told me, please call our SOS phone number. So I did. And got some gal who had no idea what to even do with my, I'm donating my time. I'm saying, hey, I can help count. She had no idea who to even put me in touch with, but she took down my name and number. I've heard nothing. So are they really in a dire position for ballot counters, or do they really just not give a rat's ass and they're just going to let it fall to the wayside and hope that we all forget and go back to sleep?
That might be it.
Yeah.
So actually, a lot of our counties do this thing called outsourcing. So, it's kind of this where they hire a company. So, it's a resource company that actually they've hired to handle our elections. So they probably already have enough people hired in order to handle the crew that they need. But the thing about that is we don't even know who these people are, if they are are they a Republican? Are they a Democrat? Are they NAV? There should be a little bit of, at least equal on both sides of it, especially in the primaries. And so when a lot of times when they are in a resource or outsource where they do this, Stacey Abrams did this in her state. And so we do that in Jackson County, and I found out they do that also in Clackamas County. And so they probably actually don't need your help because they actually do a resource of an election crew. And you even be on that crew, you have to. It takes a long time to sign up for that. So they've already had that crew picked out a long time ago. So to even be a part of that crew, it takes a long time. So they've already had that picked out way, way, way long ago. So
wow. So this whole SOS email and SOS phone number is likely a facade.
Well, like it's like with Sherry Hall, for instance, she knew 2 weeks before that this barcode discrepancy, she already knew it was there. So why not take the action now? I mean, even with what you guys are dealing with, why not say, hey, come get your ballot and we'll get you a new one? Why have everybody, why say that we're going to take your ballot and we're going to hire people to fill out your answers or your votes for you and just don't worry about it. Just
is that what they're doing? Is that what they're bringing it over to a different form? Supposed to be copying it.
Your guys' ballots, and they're taking your votes, and then they're copying it into a new ballot so then it can be ran through the machine. And they're just saying, hey, just trust us.
I didn't realize that. Good Lord, that is horrendous. Yeah, we all know. One, human error, even if, not ill intent, but we all know ill intent in this state especially. Wow. Yeah, what an absolute mess. Can you talk to us about the color coding of our envelopes?
Yes. So, for instance, with the color coding, a lot of people, I've been talking about it, and so they were thinking that the color coding on the ballots, that's what they are thinking is on the ballot itself. And that's not what I'm talking about. It's actually on the envelope itself. And it seems so innocent. And so I finally found an article that was put out in the 2020 election. And I thought this was the only election that this was done in, but apparently this was also done in the 2020 election. But the thing is, they get rid of the envelopes in the archives. After 22 months, they destroy it. So you can't actually go back and look what the envelope looked like when you try to look at the archives. And actually for the 2020 election, you can't find anything in the archives because they don't want you looking up anything. So for digital files, you really can't find anything for the 2020 election. And then before that, you won't be able to find it because after 22 months, it's destroyed. So I finally found an article from, and I thought I might have sent it to you, but if I didn't, I will send it to you because it's great because it actually explains that, yes, they color code our ballot envelopes so that our counties are distinguishable to our post office. And what was so great is that it came from our Secretary of State that this great news place was verified it. And so I found this perfect article that in 2020 they did it, and it has a ballot, and it was from Multnomah County. And so last year in the 2020 election, apparently they were red, but in this primary, they were blue. And so I will be sending that to you so you can post it. So it does show that it has nothing to do. It's simply to distinguish our county. So why are they color coding our ballots? And then for this particular which is what we talked about, because I showed you a picture of my ballot from Jackson County, and you have a ballot that I took off of your TikTok, and we have both yellow. So why is Clackamas a yellow envelope, and why is Jackson County a yellow envelope? I want to know how come they have married now two counties of the same color if they're supposed to be distinguishable for our post office so they know to separate the colors. So now we have an article that states in the 2020 election that they did this purposely to make sure our counties were distinguishable. And now we have your ballot and my ballot, and we're in different counties and they're the same color.
Right. Seriously. I mean, I don't believe in coincidence, so there is some rationale behind it. It doesn't make, unless there is ill intent.
Yes. And then I do have some more information from Coos County that they actually have had a lot of issues with their election night. Not only did they have at 8 o'clock, they stopped the counting from 8 p.m. to midnight, and they closed the doors.
Sounds familiar, right?
That boarded up the windows and didn't let people watch or any of that. And then they actually had other people come to count that were not the people that were there that went through the training. They were actually friends and family members, boyfriends, things like that, that were not actually supposed to be there to do the counting. And then at midnight, the sheriffs did come, but I'm still getting words on some of the things that came from out of that. And then the next day, they were supposed to get a chance to do more of the counting, and they had a water line break.
Oh, how convenient. Oh, my goodness. That is so, wait, so I don't think, this is something that I don't know if everyone caught. So the windows were literally boarded up, right? So like that speaks volumes right there. It's like, why would you do that unless you are purposely trying to not be transparent in what is happening behind those windows? So it just continues to go on. Would you say that's a conservative county also?
Absolutely. So is Jackson County. And in Jackson County, our observers weren't allowed to be close. They were about 20 feet away. These are things that keep happening. We saw this in the 2020 election. Another thing that happened in a lot of our counties, we have about 4 counties now that have confirmed that they had a supplier issue with the printer paper that our ballots were printed on last minute, that they had to change the supplier of the paper, which ended up being part of the process of why our ballots were not being scanned. And so how come all of a sudden last minute we kept having these issues all of a sudden pop up?
Right. Yeah, I know. It's like, what a convenient thing for, we have all these issues that are causing a delay. And and clearly, it's really strange to see. Let's talk about how the votes came in for the Democrat, I wanted to say Kotex, right? Kotek. And Tina Kotek. She already has a nickname, guys, Kotex. But anyways, so she's the Democrat nominee. And it showed that this massive turnout, I don't know, massive might not be the right word, but basically Democrats came and voted. They voted in the primaries a lot more so than conservatives. But that might not be the case, because it sounds like, I know you had a run-in with someone that was not even allowed to vote, and I think there's been some
a lot of run-ins with that. Yeah, we've had even so after the 2020 election, well, and even for myself. So right before the 2020 election in Jackson County, we had a ton of people who were registered Republicans who got switched to NAV. I was one of them, and we see this a lot. So a lot of times we keep hearing about this, and people keep saying, oh, well, it's because you made a trip to the DMV and that's why that happened. Well, that's absolutely false. Okay. Yeah. They do this all the time. I did not make a trip to the DMV. And then when I wanted to run for governor, it was so funny. Well, not funny because it's disturbing, but the Secretary of State going through my registration and saying, hey, how come you had to re-register your registration and this, that, and the other, because they were trying to prove my residency, because you have to be a resident of Oregon for 3 years. Well, I was born and raised here. And I said, well, I had to change my registration back to Republican because you guys switched me to NAV right before the 2020 election. And I know exactly what happened. And she got real quiet.
I'm sure.
I said, there was about 20,000 people that got switched from Republican to NAV during that 2020 election right before. And I was one of them. And I'm really upset about it. And she said, oh, yeah, well, looks like your residency is just fine. Your registration is just fine. And we'll just be right on the way. Just no problem.
Yep, that's what they do. They just issue.
So,
Oh,
a lot of people have, and so we started canvassing with our Jackson County Action Team, and we went all over in Central Point, and we went all over in Medford, and we started really canvassing after the 2020 election, and we found there were so many people who got switched to NAV after being a Republican forever. There were people, there was a husband and a wife in one household where one got switched and the other one didn't. And so that's
wow.
really weird. And so we had people sign affidavits. We had a mobile notary. And so we have tons of evidence with our Jackson County Action Team that goes with the Seth Keshel protocol. I always encourage people to please look up Seth Keshel. He's an amazing person.
I've met him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I've been following the elections for a very long time. These are all from like 2020. And anyhow, so after the primaries, I was at a restaurant here in Bedford. And it was funny because this couple, they stopped me and they said, "Hey, I know you're Republican and I'm a Democrat, but how come there were no governors on my ballot?" And I said, "Oh,
right.
That means you switched to NAV." And I said, "What zip code are you in?" And they were like 97504. And I said, "Oh, yes." I said, "A lot of people in Medford got switched to NAV this year, especially in 97504. I said, "Right now in the state of Oregon," I said, "they don't even really care what party you are. It's more about where you live, where they're doing a lot of the fraud." I said, "So it was Central Point in 2020. I said, "So right now," I said, "in the state of Oregon," I said, "welcome to being into the most amount of fraud that you have ever seen." I said, "If you want to sign up for election integrity, you care about the elections, would you be willing to fill out an affidavit and stand up for our elections?" And even though, I'm a Republican, you're a Democrat. And they said, "Yeah, I would love that. And thank you for," I said, "Well, yeah, you deserve a voice. You deserve your vote." I said, "Even if you weren't voting for me," I said, "your vote and your voice matters. And so I would really appreciate it if you want to stand up for election integrity." And they said, "Yes, I would." So I got their name number. They definitely signed the affidavit, got that notarized, and they're definitely there to sign up for election integrity because they had their voice and their vote taken. So,
right. And that's what it's all about. We have to work together. And I love that you did that because it's not about just, silencing. We don't want to silence the other side either. We want just a free and fair election like it should be. So I think that's fantastic. Amber, I want to pivot because you do so much in the community. And I really want to talk about your bands that you do. And I don't know if you want to start with the Triple Bravo band. I know our producer, Juan, is a veteran. And I'm sure he would also be really interested to hear about all the amazing things you're doing for veterans.
Yes, thank you. I really appreciate that. So Triple Bravo Band is amazing. I do have it right here. So I did pictures of it because I just figured that would look better on the screen. So that's what the Triple Bravo Band looks like. I think it's really cool. If I was a veteran, I'd want to wear it. I want to wear it even though if I'm not a veteran. So what the Triple Bravo Band is what it does is it has resources on there. So you scan the band with your cell phone, and on your cell phone right there you have resources. So these are resources that are at the VA and outside the VA. Some of the resources that we have for our veterans not necessarily are great. And also with the VA, it kind of depends on who's in the White House. So and that's really, anyhow. So this is so great about it is that even here in Medford, we have Punky's Diner, for instance. This is a restaurant that has on Tuesday mornings, they give a free breakfast to our veterans, and it has a room just dedicated to our veterans so they can even hang out and just talk. And that's something that's a great resource. Is just that alone is a great resource to have. So what's so great about this band is that we know the significance of 22. So every 22 days, a veteran commits suicide. There is a significance with that number. Some people, it's 22 hours, 22 minutes. So the significance for us with this band is the number 22. And so with this band, it's $22, but you get two bands. The one is so you can wear it, and the other is so that you can give a veteran a band for free. And the idea is that it's also interactive so that they can go on there and they can say, hey, this was a great resource, or hey, this was a bad resource. Because a lot of things that we learn in our government is that we keep dumping funds into things, but maybe it's not even a good resource. So that's what I love about this band is that we can put right out there and say, hey, did you like this? Or hey, did you not like it? And we want to hear from our veterans' mouths. And the other thing is that all the proceeds go to the Mattersville Project. The Mattersville Project is the one project that we have that gets our veterans into homes. So it's another thing that we are doing. This band is three things. You are helping veterans get into homes. You are giving a voice to them so they can say, hey, I like this, or hey, I didn't. And you're getting community involvement all right into it. And you're also helping small businesses. So that's what I love about this band. And I'm really excited about it. I'm about ready to go on a VFW tour. So what I love about that is I'm going to go to all the VFWs, and it is nationwide. So it's not just isolated to Oregon. It's going to be going to all the other states because we have, veterans everywhere. So I love this band.
Can you show that band? Oh, there you go. You saw
it. And yeah, so I think it's so cool, and I'm so excited about it. And I'll make sure that you have more information on it, and that way people can get involved and get to know more about it. And again, I'll be going on a tour with it. And again, I love this band. I am so super excited about it. The second band that's coming out is it's called the Boycott Slavery Band, and this is People Are Not Products. And so this second band is also true, this is my heart and soul. So when I was running for governor, I met with One's Purpose. One's Purpose is one of the only organizations that we do have in our state that is fighting against human and sex trafficking. And when I met One's Purpose, I knew right then and there that no matter what happened, I was going to continue that fight with them. So I'm on their board now. And what happened is when I was working and thinking about these bands, I was like, we need to have bands that do have resources on them that's not government involved, because our government does, whenever the government touches stuff, it turns to crap, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we've been learning. So I've been wanting to get involved in ways that we didn't have to solely depend on the government. So this is community involvement stuff. So with this band, what I loved about it, what I learned from One's Purpose, is that when you hold up a sign that's against human and sex trafficking, you get traffickers out of your state, out of your city, out of your neighborhoods, because if you are making a hostile environment for them, they don't want to be there. So if you wear a t-shirt, if you wear a band and you say, I'm against human and sex trafficking, they don't want to be around you. So I thought this would be a great way for us as a community to say, I don't like human and sex trafficking. I want you out of here. So we have t-shirts, we have hats, we have the bands. And what's so great about this is that it has resources on there as well. So you scan the QR code and it has resources on there. Unfortunately, we only have about 200 resources in our country right now that are good. Wow. And on this band, we only have about 15 because it takes a long time to really vet them. And that's the thing that's most important, is taking the time, because we don't have a whole lot. But that will get better as we spread more awareness about human and sex trafficking. In our state of Oregon, we are the third worst state in our country for human and sex trafficking. Wow. I know. Yeah, being on the I-5 corridor and everything that our state has done to make this situation even worse. I mean, with the lockdowns, we had a 40% increase of human and sex trafficking online. I mean, and that actually was very isolated to our students. So, things like that. We have those large illegal marijuana grows. That's also has increased the human and sex trafficking and mule trafficking, drug trafficking. We have done so much in our state to make human and sex trafficking rise. We haven't done anything to decrease it. So with this band, we also another project with it, and that is going to involve getting QR codes and barcodes on different products that we will be giving out to our nurses, doctors, and EMTs, so that they can give those to our people who are being trafficked. So that's another way that this, by buying the bands, by buying the t-shirts, by buying the hats, you are actually going to be giving back to that project for the doctors, nurses, and EMTs and firefighters, that they are in contact with people who are trafficked. And so that's what the great idea is, that this is going to be an all-encompassing project that keeps moving forward and forward and forward. So we're using technology in a bad way. And
that's
then we have
incredible.
A couple of projects that are moving forward.
On that, okay, so for people watching, so basically, say there's a lipstick or a lip gloss, right? And so the nurse might think that she's treating someone who's being trafficked, and she gives them the lip gloss, and is it a QR code on the product?
It'll be a barcode, so it just looks like the same everyday product.
Okay. So it's a barcode, and then they can scan it with their phone, and that would automatically alert one of the resources that there is somebody being trafficked that is looking for assistance in getting out. Wow. That's really cool. That's really mind-blowing, actually, that technology.
So we've actually put a bunch of products already out there. So it's already out there and it's already working, and we really like it. So far, so we're going to it is working in such a way that it's really got people very excited. So it's using technology in a way for good and not using it for bad. And it's something that nobody can, we're constantly changing it. So it's like they can't, what are you going to do? You can't stop it. You're never going to buy, you know what I mean? Yeah. They can't keep.
Yeah. You're going to keep them on their toes. Well, I really appreciate everything you're doing. Where can people find you?
I still have my my governor page is still up, but and my Facebook is still up. I'm on Truth Social, which is Amber for Oregon. I love Truth Social. I think Truth Social is amazing. So again, that's Amber for Oregon. I still have my Amber Richardson for governor is still on Facebook, and then my Vote Oregon First for Amber.com is still up. And I am going to be, as I'm moving forward into, I'm not running for governor anymore, I will have some different things going on, and I will always keep you informed on those, so you know where I'm at, what I'm doing. And when this tour starts, like I told you, I'm going to keep you updated once a month where I'm at and where I'm going. So I really like that idea.
Yes, absolutely. And I look forward to helping you out when you're on tour in the Portland area, and then for anyone else that wants to get involved, especially in the state of Oregon, please reach out. I mean, you ran on, you're very, I think, you're the action oriented, or and you do so much, and it's really incredible. So I thought I moved out of space. You're next level.
Thank you. I always tell people to just go to oncepurpose.com and get involved, because that is the one organization that we do have that is making strides, and they're really moving, like they're really actually doing the work. So if there's any ways to get involved, that's the one at oncepurpose.com. They are amazing. So if there's an organization that you want to get involved and help with, that's the one.
Okay, very cool. I appreciate your time so much, and you're really an incredible person and a freedom fighter, and thank you for everything that you've done and what you're doing. And we have a message here. Thank you, Amber, for standing up for veterans against trafficking. Thank you for your courage in running for governor. Yes, I love that, because people don't realize it's a selfless thing to do, to run for public office. So thank you for your time, and you're incredible. As you know, we'll be in touch. I will be helping you as much as possible when you're in my neck of the woods, and I just appreciate you, and thank you again, Amber.
Thank you so much, and I'll keep you updated on those ballots and those elections, because those are going crazy.
All right, yes, please do. All right, thank you so much. Have a great evening. Thank you guys for tuning in. What a great episode. I mean, we just had our elections last Tuesday. We know there's a lot of funny business happening, and it's really nice to hear it from someone who knows so many people in the state of Oregon and the Pacific Northwest in general. Because you think something's going on, and then you realize, something's really going on, and you have some evidence of it. So anyways, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next Thursday. Have a great evening.
I am a raging patriot.